You broke.
New teeth, no place to sleep.
You broke.
I love Angela so much. God, I love that woman.
It was so funny. And then to curtail off of that, Kelli says something to Angela about 2 inches. Angela responds, your money's 2 inches. Phaedra is a confident woman and she's confident in what she does. Emily is not. Emily has to shout in a room, did you know I'm an attorney? I'm an attorney. Did you know I'm an attorney? I'm an attorney. Cops don't lie. We've never been on the moon.
Who's never been to trial? Who's never presented a case? Okay.
No, she's not a trial lawyer. She never could be. Trust me. Phaedra now, on the other hand, now that woman, the way she delivers reads, or at least she used to, because on the topic of Phaedra.
It was quiet.
Has anybody told her she's on this show? That's the difference between these OC women. They literally thought that was so iconic. And it's like, go watch Atlanta and they will show you iconic. Actual iconic. Like quotes that we as viewers are quoting 14 years later because they're so iconic. Katie, what's going on?
Well, a lot happened yesterday. And for those listening, I just want to say I'm wearing this cardigan. It's like this G pattern. It's one of my favorite cardigans. I love the color, everything. And it's by a company called Grayson. And it's a women and men's golf and lifestyle clothing brand. And they're based out of Detroit and they're also in New Orleans. They do a lot of things for the community. They're amazing. And I wear a lot of things that are golf related because my husband and I both work in golf. And yesterday, an ad surfaced of a company called Good Good, and they are a handful of 5'9" white nerd golfers from Texas.
Not 5'9".
And they, well, I did comment to one of them, have you heard of the catching print trend? Because you are an A. Anyways, and I, look that up, ladies. Anyway, so it came out, they made an ad with Callaway, and they depicted them, the girlfriend of one of them reaching to grab out of the man's golf club bag his driver, which is the Callaway driver. They've partnered with Callaway. He then runs at full speed, tackles her to the ground, pushes her down, leans over her and says, don't ever touch my driver, with this music in the background like it was haunting, right? And the caption was, you've been warned. That was the caption on their ad. And I immediately was like, this is not okay. I made a huge video about it, about how depicting domestic violence is not okay. One of the co-founders was the guy pushing the female who is the girlfriend of another co-founder. So it's not paid actors. This is not fake. This is AI, like people like to say. A lot of men are telling me, you're too soft. This is not a big deal. It's not a big deal because you probably think along the same lines. Mm-hmm. And the girl, Alexis Mayakowski, however the you say her last name, agreed to do this. She's literally a pick-me sellout who decided it was glamorous to highlight domestic violence. Now companies like Golf Pass are highlighting one of the co-founders of it for their new show, Big Break. Callaway and Good have released a statement saying, oh, it's not our values and whatever, but, sorry about that, basically. It's not your values, yet you thought of it, conceptualized it, shot it, produced it, edited it, posted it. So it is your value. If you go through all those steps and through all those marketing channels, it is your values.
That was a choice.
100% it was a choice. And I cannot believe it. Golf is already looked at as a misogynistic, racist sport, which in me and Matt's golf circle, it is not that way. Matt plays his golf at a golf course that is open to all races, genders, ages. Even dogs are allowed to run off leash at his golf course. You can wear a t-shirt to play. It is not like that at all. Golf, just like any other sport, is a choice of the company you keep. And that doesn't mean, blanket statement, all golfers are racist MAGA idiots. So I'm fuming. I was up in the middle of the night thinking about it. I hate that this has set us backwards. And for the women that are defending these guys, it just makes me feel sick. So I want to highlight the good golf brands. Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that. I have also seen this ad and I too am fuming. And Katie, when I watched this ad, no dramatics involved. When you hear the thud of when he pushed her down, I'm talking like the push down of this woman, the shove was so aggressive that like there was the sound effect of like boom. And like she hits the ground. You don't see her hit the ground, I don't think, in the ad, but like you see her falling to the ground. It made my heart drop. It made my heart drop to even see it, knowing my mind is telling me like this is fake, this is acting. It was so, I don't want to say triggering because I have not experienced domestic violence. I am one of the lucky ones. But I know that many women have, so I can't imagine the way, if that felt like that for me, when I watched it, it did not feel good. It was icky. And that's putting it mildly. That's actually minimizing it. It felt very triggering. It did. It felt triggering, even though I have not experienced that type of violence in my life. It's completely unacceptable. It's disgusting. And you're exactly right. It is just, this woman who decided to do it. Thank you for setting women back, by the way.
Exactly, Alexis.
You know, Alexis, you pick me fucking wannabe. It just is, it's shameful. And I think it's disgusting. And I'm proud of you for calling it out and continuing to call it out. I'm sorry you had a really shitty night, and I understand it, given what you've been through and that you also work in the golf industry. And, it's totally unacceptable. But, unfortunately, I'm just not shocked anymore.
No.
That people do these types of things. I'm not. In the world that we're in right now, and everything is, I hate to be so bleak, but so fucked up. I'm not shocked. And that's really sad.
Well, we have our president calling people piggy, and grabbing people by the vaginas and women, sorry. And grabbing people by the vaginas and saying, oh, it's just locker room talk. We have that. That's who's leading our country. I showed this video to my daughter and she got visibly upset. And she goes, Mom, that makes me very uncomfortable to watch that.
That's the word.
And
yes,
exactly. Very uncomfortable. And I was like, if my 19-year-old daughter can see it, how can a group of marketing professionals at Good, which just got a $45 million investment, by the way, and Callaway, which is a $1 billion company, how can they not know? My husband always says, because he's in media and production, let's get a third set of eyes on this. Even when it's just like a nothing burger. I'm like, Matt, you don't need that. He's absolutely correct. And if they would have done that, this would have never happened. Never. So I'm just upset and we can move on from it. But it's just pisses me off so bad.
Well, I share your outrage, and I will just put a period on it. And you and I talked off mic before we hit record, and I kind of echoed the same sentiments as you just did now. It's like I feel like we're living in a world where people who were already shitty are very emboldened to be shitty out loud and 100%. To double down on their shittiness when called out and being told that this is completely unacceptable, it's dangerous, it's reckless. They just double down on it. And that is why I'm not shocked, because the state of the world we live in under the current leadership, if you want to call it that, I'm not blaming this on the current administration, but I hope people with half a brain can understand. And I say half a brain because a lot of people will be in the comments going, oh God, you liberals blame everything on Trump. I am saying that I believe there is a strong connection between people who would otherwise just keep their shittiness a little more quiet and in the closet, whereas now their leader, quote unquote, their cult leader is more accurate, is emboldening them to go, oh no, you can not only be shitty, you can double down on that shittiness and it'll all be okay. You'll have no ramifications. And to some degree, that's true.
Very.
It's fucked up.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that up. Not to... Gosh, and I don't want to sound minimizing and not to, but I don't want to be a Vicki Gunvalson, Debbie Downer, but I just wanted to share, like, God, this woman. Thank God for Atlanta. We still get to laugh with reality TV. That is about the only show. And I will say Girls Trip is making me laugh, but not because of Vicki Gunvalson, of course.
No.
I woke up to crazy news this morning. So I was doing my thing this morning, scrolling TikTok, and I hadn't gone out of bed yet. And Steve was sitting on the couch in the living room watching the news, and he yells to me. And Stevie was in the kitchen finishing her homework, and they're like, Mom, get out here. And I'm like, oh my God. I screamed. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm sorry I'm being so dramatic, but this is how it like felt in the moment. I was like, oh my God. And of course, my mind is like, oh my God, somebody's hurt. He's like, no, I'm sorry, babe. Everybody's okay. Come out here and watch this. So I look on the news, and like my eyes are like having a minute to adjust. My very good friend, Care Tucker's business, her entire shop went up in flames. And
what?
As well as 3 other businesses. So I think right now it's a total of 4. So you know my friend Care. She and I host the wine and crime events together. She is an extremely talented fashion designer. She's a shop owner. She's got the chicest shop in, I would say, in all of Santa Clarita. I buy all my clothes there. She's one of my very best friends. She and I host Wine and Crime together. You came to our third Wine and Crime. We had a blast. Our first Wine and Crime was held at her shop, the one that is now basically no longer. And anyway, I haven't been able to talk to her. My first instinct was to call her. Of course, it went to voicemail. I told her, I know you're stressed out. I don't know how I can help. But it's just, and here's the thing. Obviously, nobody was hurt, which is amazing. This happened probably in the middle of the night or early morning hours. But, she's been through a lot in business, and they are such a wonderful family. And this is their livelihood. They sell goods out of this store. So my concern is I understand eventually there will be some sort of insurance payout. I don't know if it'll make them whole. Who knows when it will come? But all the goods that they sell to pay their bills have gone up in flames.
Oh my God, Jami.
Yeah, it's really, really heartbreaking. And so all that I will say is that more to come on this. My wheels are spinning as far as how we can help.
Yeah.
And
how can we help?
You can go to the website. Her business is called Care Tucker, Care Tucker, Tucker. She has an online presence. I know that they recently rented a warehouse to hold more inventory. So what I'm hoping is that eventually they can still fulfill online orders from their inventory at the warehouse that was not burned down. But I don't know yet. So, and I don't even know what resources they have to fulfill online orders because of this has happened. So it just happened this morning, and I'll keep you all posted. And if anybody wants to help, I'll, talk about ways to help. Once I speak with her, I don't want to overstep, and I don't know what her situation is right now. But
oh my God, that's
I just
horrible.
feel for my friend.
Of course, because not only is she a great friend of yours, but she's a small business owner and a female small business owner.
Yes,
and I did meet her and her family, and her mom is adorable.
Oh, I
was buying this martini tank top. I wear it to bed. It's so cute.
Yeah,
and her mom was checking me out, and she was like, "Oh, it's gonna look so good on you." She was precious. That breaks my heart. Yeah, truly. And let's figure out a way to help.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, Katie. And I will definitely keep you all posted. I don't know much of anything now. I haven't been able to talk to her, but when I do, I'll come back on here. And if anybody wants to help, and truly, her stuff is so chic. Her
so
store
cute.
Is just everything. I know you have one of her tracksuits, and yeah. So I'll keep you all posted. But yeah, it's just bad news. Really, really horrible news.
Oh man, that's awful.
I know. Okay, so you and I are going to pivot, and we are going to talk about Atlanta. Now, everybody, I always say, I don't always say this is, everybody knows this, laughter is the best medicine.
Oh, yes.
You opened up this episode with, that stupid fuck ass, social media post that was just disgusting, or whatever it was, some advertisement. I'm talking about, a fire that happened at my friend's beautiful shop. So
yes,
laughter is the best medicine. We are going to laugh because these Atlanta women, once again, have delivered. And I truly am not being dramatic when I say I actually am so grateful for this show, because I watch these shows and just get angry. I get pissed off because it's just a bunch of trash humans on my screen. But then you've got Atlanta, and it's like, oh my God, they're bringing the comedy, the levity, and I am so grateful for them.
I know. And here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Where is the line? We want drama and we want resolution, right? But when is too much too much? Because look at this season of Orange County, they're not doing anything, so it's boring. But then when Tamara's doing too much, you're going too far, it's too much. So where is the line? And I think the Atlanta ladies have figured it out. And this reunion proved it, because they can go at each other and they're like, okay, anyways. And I told my husband that this morning. I was like, look at them. Look at what they're doing. They can work. They are working. They're like, you know what? You pissed me off. This is what you said. You said all these people, I slept my way to the top, or to get on the Hawks or whatever. And she's like, yeah, okay, I did say that. Sorry. And you're like, okay, let's move on. Hello? That's perfect.
It is literally perfect, and it's the lens that I was watching the reunion part 3 through the entire night when I watched it last night. Because, you've got Kelli, for example, she's fighting with basically everybody on the other couch, but then she also says nice things. And then Porsha looks at her and laughs back, but her and Porsha were going at it, just 10 minutes earlier. And they're all doing it. K. Michelle, I have to give K. Michelle her flowers.
Yes.
I don't know everything about K. Michelle. I don't know her entire lore. I know a little bit about it now that I've gotten to know her on Atlanta. I will just say that woman is so, not that she needs to be, because women don't need to be, but I'm saying she's so humble, but she's also spicy when she needs to be. She's funny. She falls on the sword. I guess that's what I should say besides humble, because I'm not the person that's oh, humble yourself. Women don't need to be humble. She's a baddie, okay? Let's be clear. But she falls on her sword. And she's just like when Andy asked her in Reunion Part 1, he's like, what would you do differently? She goes, everything.
But here's the thing. You just described the perfect Southern woman. That is exactly a perfect Southern woman. I also love how she was explaining, I was trying to get ahead of things.
That's it.
I was trying. And you know what? That's what I was doing. Because just like I keep saying, it's eat or be eaten. You're prepared or you're unprepared. That's it. And I think that was her mindset. And even though it was her first season in Atlanta, she's done reality TV before. And reality TV that was a lot more contentious. So I'm sure that she was bracing for impact. Let me figure this. Oh, this is a sprinkle. You're going to bring this up about me. She was producing. She was overanalyzing. But that you get that way in reality TV because your whole life is on blast. So I actually appreciate that she owned that. The other girls were like, oh, we get it. Okay. And even Andy kind of coddled her a little bit. Maybe you don't do that. You shouldn't have done that. He was kind about it, but yes.
Yeah. And she agreed. I love that you bring that up because that's what really more endeared me to K. Michelle is that she was fully honest. She wasn't defensive about the way she behaved during the season. She says, I was trying to get ahead of it and I brought up things instead of letting them just happen and I was too in my head and it truly doesn't read well on reality TV and I'm not faulting her for that. I have never been on reality TV. I can imagine that there's a such thing as being too prepared where you can't even let your guard down. You can't really truly be yourself because you're waiting for the next, move, the chess move.
Totally.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh, are they going to bring up that thing that guy said about me that was so damaging? Oh, well, I'm going to say it first or this or that. And she tried to get ahead of too much, but she fully owned it. And not just owning it like a fake owning it. She's like, no, I own that. I did that. And, I would do everything differently. I would not. And so and she laughed when and I loved also when she looked at Drew and she says, Drew, you really know how to get under my skin. You do. And it's even that is something that a lot of women with big egos would not be able to admit because it's almost like giving something to Drew. You really got me with that one, And I loved it. And she laughed. And Drew was very receptive to it. And she was just like, well, yeah, And I loved also how Porsha responded to K. Michelle. I truly think that Porsha, she said, she goes, I am a K. Michelle fan. I am a fan of yours. I love K. Michelle. I wanted to get to know you. So I really do hope that they bring K. Michelle back. She deserves a second season. I mean, I think there's definitely a strong case to be made for that. I was very frustrated with her throughout the season because she admitted this too. She says, I was a confessional warrior. I was a Twitter warrior. She had so much to say in confessionals and on Twitter, but not in front of the women. And that was very frustrating. But all is forgiven because she owns it. And I do think that she would do it differently if given another chance.
And I'll just say, when she's owning it and saying, well, you guys did this and I felt this way, they didn't look at her with disgust. Well, no. Everyone but Drew did. Drew had nasty looks on her face the whole episode. It really bothered me.
Yeah. But maybe everybody, it was the bad glam.
Horrible glam. And her attitude sucked. But everybody looked at her like, we get it. Okay, yeah, you're owning it. Okay, let's move on. They didn't look at her with disgust and disdain. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, they didn't. No, I really appreciated these women. We don't see this on the other franchises. You got Shannon Storms Bedore over there holding a grudge. She calls Tamra grudge. Girl, you are a professional grudge holder. You have been, you stay being that way. And it is so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Well, the funniest thing about that is she literally said that and was like, this is going to be iconic. This is it. This is going to place me on the Mount Rushmore of iconic lines. It's
Bitch,
not.
nobody's even repeated it except for me right now to make fun of you. Like nobody remembers you said that. Nobody cares. It's not iconic. But I have said it before in a previous episode between the two of us. I just was like, that's the difference between these OC women. They literally thought that was so iconic. And it's like, bitch, go watch Atlanta and they will show you iconic. Actual iconic. Like quotes that we as viewers are quoting 14 years later because they're so iconic. I don't do that with OC except for with Tamra Judge.
Yes,
that is
of
a
course.
fact. That is a fact.
The other thing I noticed that I want to point out that the only thing I could like relate to a lot on this episode was I love how Phaedra is an attorney, is a lawyer, but she doesn't over explain her job. When, when they are asking about cease and desist, she's like, well, normally this is what that means. She says it in very monotone. She's not Emily Simpson. Well, I'm an attorney. I'm an attorney. Do you remember at BravoCon, she told Phaedra was like, I don't know, this woman on the end, this brown haired woman. And it was Emily. And Emily goes, but Phaedra, I'm an attorney. Like she doesn't shut up about it. Phaedra does it in the correct way. It is not an ego thing for her. It's literally just her job. And she's like, oh, well, this is what a cease and desist usually means. It's not an over explaining to make me feel important like Emily does.
Because Phaedra is a confident woman and she's confident in what she does. Emily is not. Emily has to shout in a room, did you know I'm an attorney? I'm an attorney. Did you know I'm an attorney? I'm an attorney. Cops don't lie. We've never been on the moon.
Who's never been to trial? Who's never presented a case? Okay.
No, she's not a trial lawyer. She never could be. Trust me. Phaedra now, on the other hand, now that woman, the way she delivers reads, or at least she used to, because on the topic of Phaedra.
It was quiet.
Has anybody told her she's on this show? Has anybody tapped her on the shoulder and say, hey, Phaedra, you've been cast again?
Wait. Is she going to make an appearance on Girls Trip when they go to Atlanta? Did you see?
I hope so. All I'm focused on is Nene. It's like I'm dreaming about it because Nene's going to be on it. I hope so, though. I mean, she deserves to be there.
Yeah, she totally does.
Yeah, I would love to see her. It would be interesting if we saw Candy, although I haven't seen any clips with Candy, I don't think.
I haven't either.
I think Candy's kind of checked out on the Atlanta Housewives.
I agree.
think she's a little like, I'm doing my own thing, keeping my distance.
I agree. What do you think about Shamea and what went on with her? Because let me just say,
please.
She was trying to, and I can't remember the exact verbiage, but she was trying to say something about Cynthia and not being a fan of hers. Shamea was saying this. And the night that you and I spent with Cynthia, we were sitting at the Abbey with her, and I asked her, what do you think about Shamea? What's going on? She literally said to me, word for word, I have nothing bad to say about Shamea. I really like Shamea. That was before they filmed this reunion. So I don't think, and I can't see Cynthia saying bad shit about her anyways. So I was like, Shamea, I think you're reaching with this one. I don't think Cynthia would say anything about you. She's pretty level-headed.
She's very level-headed. What I will say is that Shamea was picking up on, basically what was going on is Cynthia held Shamea's ass to the fire a couple times, as she should.
Yes.
And it was valid, and I think it was warranted, but I think Shamea is translating that as, oh, you don't like me. You've chosen Porsha over me, which I think is a reach. I think that Cynthia does like Shamea. She wants to be cool with her. She wants to, be on the show with her. But Cynthia saw some things and Shamea was like, you know what, let me call this out. And I think it was mostly warranted because, as you say, Cynthia's pretty level-headed. She doesn't tend to make stupid drama out of stupid shit. Like she really is speaking from the heart. If she's kind of having an issue with one of the ladies, she's like, listen, I'm having an issue with you. What about this? I didn't like this, That's what she did with Shamea. But Shamea, I think, is coming from a place of insecurity because she's fighting with nearly everybody, as Andy actually called out. And so, and also like, she knows Porsha's the queen bee. She knows Cynthia is the queen bee. And she knows that Cynthia is closer to Porsha than she is Shamea. Yeah. And Cynthia kind of called her ass to the carpet a couple times. And I think Shamea is just translating that as you don't like me. But I don't think Cynthia doesn't like her. And to your point, yes, we talked to Cynthia at the Abbey and she had nothing mean at all. Not that she would, because that would be not smart of her to say that to us. But I truly think she's genuine when she says, I don't have anything bad to say about Shamea.
No,
I believe her when she says that. Yeah. No, Cynthia is a straight shooter.
Yes.
She is. That's the read I get on her from watching her on the show. And that's the read I get on her from spending a little bit of time with her at that event and then at the after party at the Abbey. She was cool as hell.
She's amazing. Yeah,
she's amazing. What were your thoughts on Kelli saying, well, I paid, Phaedra's legal team $10,000. And then she tries to like shade Phaedra and she's like, well, there wasn't that much work to be done. My lawyers did it all for her.
My first thought is, then you got a deal. You got a fucking deal, because if I remember correctly, my last run-in with my ex-husband, I think it was $160,000. If I'm not, maybe Matt can, but it was around that number. And we didn't even go to court. We had a mediator. So that was just with a mediator. So I thought immediately, wow, you got a good deal. And she was like, actually, it was around $60,000 of billable hours. And I said, I thought that sounds more like
that
it.
Tracks.
Right? Shocked she would even say something like that. And then kind of disparage Phaedra for her help. That's, I did not like that at all. At all.
I didn't like it either. I thought, oh, girl, you are barking up the wrong tree. I think that it would behoove her to be allies with Phaedra and to be sort of grateful for what Phaedra provided. I know that they had shade for each other after the show wrapped. I saw some clips or some interviews and I just was kind of like confused by it. I really don't know what happened after that because they seemed like they were sort of in cahoots. But they did point out that Kelli, ahead of Phaedra offering to help, was saying like, yeah, frickin' frack is whack, talking shit about Phaedra. Which again, that's not like a really iconic line. That kind of reminds me of a Shannon Bedore. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 10.
Well, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
This is true.
She's helping you. She knows all your dirty laundry, girl. I would be really careful where you're criticizing. And I think Kelli, even though I really like Kelli, I think she's doing too much. The posting of she did a whole photo shoot where she wrote the standard, because she did the interview with Carlos King. I set the standard. I think you should just count your blessings right now. You're in a new home with beautiful children. You did a season that was a record season. It was amazing. Just sit back and count your blessings. Maybe we just don't go there anymore.
Yeah, and I personally wouldn't go as far as to say I really like Kelli. That's just me personally. I don't hate her like I do women on the OC. I wouldn't be upset if she got another season at all. Not here to try to kick her off the show. I think that she deserves another season as well. She is my least favorite of the Atlanta Housewives as it stands now. That's what I will say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think, oh, wow. I think Drew's after this reunion is my least favorite.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
She's just a hater. She's a hater.
She can be a hater. She can also be a little bit kind of not performative. I don't read her as being super authentic all the time.
Okay, but here's the thing we have to remember, and I'm not saying this is an excuse, but it's a reason. She's going through a lot. Okay, so I have to remember that because human to human, what's going on in the inside bubbles out a lot of times. I know that for myself included. So I'm trying to give grace to her and remember, but also the looks you were giving those women really irritated me.
Yes, and I will say this because I've said it about Dorit, and I'm going to say it about Erica Jane when we cover Girls Trip. Just because you're going through a lot, it doesn't suddenly turn you into a bad human or an asshole. It doesn't.
No.
You might be less present for your friends, your family. You might be a little irritable or defensive. Like I understand those, reactions, but it doesn't turn you into full-blown asshole who shows up at Kelli's business and laughs that the doors are locked because she lost her business.
I know that was, come on. Like mother to mother, you're also going through some shit right now, Drew. That didn't age well. This is another mother losing her livelihood. That's horrible.
Well, you notice Kelli said something to Drew. She goes, well, you didn't have your kids with you. And I was surprised that Drew did not react, but I was like, maybe she can't react to that. Maybe she's, you know what I mean? Because it's...
Well, she knows it's true. The other shade was, new teeth, no place to sleep.
You broke, bitch.
place to sleep.
You broke, bitch.
I love Angela so much. God, I love that woman.
It was so funny. And then to curtail off of that, Kelli says something to Angela about 2 inches. Angela responds, your money's 2 inches. And that was quick because I have seen people in the comments saying that Angela is rehearsing lines. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but girl, you did not rehearse because that was too fast.
No, she is not rehearsing shit. That woman is just fast.
She's so fast. And then she said something, I rewound it about 5 times. I could not tell what she was saying, but Porsha and Cynthia got a real kick out of it, as did I. And she was like, I'm riding. And then she's like doing the arm. And then I don't know what she was talking about, but it was
I don't either. And then this morning on her story, she posted a picture of her screenshot of her car from 2021 or something like that, of her Range Rover. I mean, you heard them talking about her Range Rover.
Purple Range Rover or something.
And she posted it this morning on her stories.
Oh God, I'm so here for it. I love this
her.
level of petty. It gives me life. It
She's the
truly
best.
gives me life. And all these women are participating, some more than others, but I just, God, I mean, this is the only franchise right now that I even care to rewind anything. I'm struggling to get through OC. Like, I literally want to fast forward, but the only reason I don't fast forward, I normally would because it's so bad, especially some of the screeching I cannot handle. But it's because you and I are going to recap it. I'm like, no, Jami, you've got to pay attention, make your little notes. But this is the one, Atlanta, where I'm like, oh, that was so good. I got to see it twice, you know?
Yes. Well, it was also funny to me when K. Michelle was so eloquently talking. Okay, I can't remember what she was saying, but she was like giving this synopsis of like, I can't remember, but she has like a way with words. That woman just does, right? Mm-hmm. And it pans over to Phaedra and she goes, come on now. Yep. Come on, preach. And I was like, every time something like that happens, I'm like, God damn it, I wish I was back in Georgia. Like those little quips of saying things like that. I just love it. I love how even they're not good, they're being kind to one another, they're supporting one another. Yeah. It's so cool. Oh my God. Speaking of which, please. The support.
Please.
Our last episode about Atlanta, we talked about Cynthia's song.
Yes.
And she posted, it's about to be released. We're about to be able to download it.
Oh, I am downloading that, and that's going to be my song on the way to pick up Stevie in the carpool. I'm going to just rock out in my car, windows down, like, let's go.
I can't wait.
Let's go.
That's the only acceptable time for a let's go, okay?
Oh, 100%. And I will give it to you. The next time we're together, we will play that banger of a song, and I'll do let's go. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. What? You are going to hate me for this.
Uh-oh.
I need to pivot for 2 seconds, and it's going to be dark.
Oh, okay.
I assume you've been keeping up with the headlines about Kim Zolciak, Biermann's son.
Dude. What the fuck?
It is horrible. It's worse than I even thought. Just reading the headline does not do it justice. There is a woman on TikTok. I cannot remember her name, but there's several people.
She's fantastic. Wait, I saved it. I can tell you, but go keep going.
Please. Let's call her out. She is reading the charge documents, and it is really, really sad. And
horrible. Her name is The Light True Crime.
There you go.
The Light True Crime. And she just did an update today that I haven't listened to.
Okay, I have not listened to the update, and I don't want to get too deep into this, not because I don't think it's important to talk about. It is, but obviously somebody has been charged. KJ has been charged. He is currently being held in jail. He's not been let out on bond. It's
being tried as an adult.
That part is so interesting to me because if I'm not mistaken, he is a 15-year-old.
Correct.
This tells you that they are taking it very seriously. Mm-hmm. And it also tells me, I could be wrong, they believe that he might be a danger to society. Because that based on what we heard, this creator that you just called out, reading through the charging documents, and I will just say it. I mean, trigger warning, please. I'm going to talk about essay for 10 seconds. He's being charged with sodomy, sexual assault, sexual battery. I can't. I should get my shit straight, but it's I shouldn't say it's along those lines. He is being charged.
It is that. It is that.
Yes, yes. And when you hear her go through the scenario of what this young girl is alleging, and here's what I'm going to say. Kim Zolciak said in a statement that this woman is lying or something like that. She's not a woman.
She's a little girl.
I want to say she was 14 when this happened. I don't know if I have that fact right.
She was 14.
This is awful. And I come from a place of believing women, believing girls, because if you look at the statistics, sexual violence against girls and women, children as well, is an epidemic. And so when a girl outcries, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a very rare occurrence that she's just flat out lying. That is the exception, not the rule.
And I watched it. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Please. No, please.
I watched a video, and this is alleged, but Kim has 2 or 3 sons with Croy and a daughter. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 sons. The daughter, who's the youngest, was sent to live in Montana with her aunt earlier this summer because it was deemed by the court that she was unsafe around her brothers.
Oh my God. Okay. I did not. Okay. This is alleged. I was not aware of that. I'm going to read more about it.
A girl on TikTok, this is alleged, a girl on TikTok read the court documents from earlier this summer when the young girl was sent to live in Montana. And the reasoning was, the court said, it is not safe to be around her brothers. So that just adds fuel. And I think that allegedly that's why the court is deeming him an adult, because this must have come up in a prior case with their family. Kim put out a statement, a woman, that was a choice of words, disparaging this girl, saying she's lying, whatever, saying there was no DNA. People are bringing up the fact that there was no DNA because she went the next day.
Correct.
And yes, and he did not, I think, according to the woman, the true light crime, he did not penetrate her with his penis. It was just fingers.
I'm hearing digitally, yes.
Right. So there would not be any DNA. Am I correct?
Well, and here's what's important to note is that Kim is purposely trying to deflect and say like, oh, well, there's no DNA. It's almost like if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, which was bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, Kim, because guess what was found? According to the charging documents, the girl, I believe her grandmother took her in the next day to be examined, and they found damage. So without being too graphic, that tells you something.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, there are rape kits that they can do, and they can tell if there are tears and damage done, and so that speaks volumes. If that is a fact, if that is true, and I have no reason not to believe that it isn't true, that is very damaging. That speaks volumes. There doesn't need to be DNA to in order for her son to be guilty. I'm not saying he is, because I don't know. He hasn't been tried. I would like to see what evidence is going to come out at trial, but I believe this girl. That's where I stand, and this is not good. This is not good. And if it's true, he is a danger to society. So.
Gross.
The only other thing I will say too is that I actually have been watching Next Gen NYC. You and I need to talk offline about the show. It's actually really good. I know it sounds weird because you're going to be like, oh, what do we have in common with these young whippersnappers, like running around, NYC? And it's actually really fascinating. I watched last season. I really liked it. I hesitated to watch this season because I was like, oh, I'm already watching so much. I'm happy I did. It's interesting. But what I will say is that somebody also pointed out that a while back, I believe in an interview, Ariana Bierman, who is Kim Zolciak's second child, after Brianna. Is it Brianna? Is her oldest daughter? Brianna Bierman. So.
Yeah.
So it's Ariana Bierman. Anyway, she is on Next Gen NYC. Yeah. She had said something to the effect of, my brothers need therapy, or they need some. And here's the thing. that could mean a lot of things, okay? I'm sure they're going through a lot because their parents are divorced or divorcing. It's contentious. There were financial issues. They lost their home. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a lot. So that doesn't mean that she was saying they need therapy because they're sexual predators. I don't know if that's what she was alleging, of course, but it just is interesting now looking back on her words saying my brothers need therapy. And then we find out that one of the brothers, KJ, is being charged, not accused, but charged with very serious sexual crimes. Very serious. This is very disturbing. I found it so, I thought about it all day after I watched that creator's TikTok.
Yeah.
This is serious. So I guess more to come on that. You and I will be following it as much as we can, but it is very dark.
Ugh, gross.
My heart goes out to this young girl. Okay, I'm sorry, this is going to be awkward, but we are going to pivot back to the Atlanta reunion. And yes, we are going to laugh. Like, forgive us. This show is freaking funny. But this is actually not funny, though. I was really pissed off when I heard Angela. Angela gave more context on her relationship with her daughter. Number one, she goes, I've always been supportive of my daughter and her choices. Like, I went and got, what'd she say? I got her coming out balloons. And they're like, where's Porsha's coming out balloons?
She's like, go on, speak on it. You've been gay for 2 weeks.
Yeah. It was so funny. But she's like, I got my daughter, these coming out balloons. But she said that, she's like, my daughter's wife's family does not accept my daughter.
Yes.
And then she said something like, my daughter has to leave when her partner's parents come into town or family comes into town. What kind of fuckery is that? What is wrong with Amari that they can't accept her?
She's like, it wasn't secret. They lived with me. I took care of her. That's why it hurt, because they ran off and got married. And I would be hurt too.
Yeah.
I don't need to be involved. I don't need to be wedding planning with you, but like just to know or to just, support you in that way, I would want to be there. I don't need to be all up in your business, but I'm your mom. And if you're living with me, I feel like I should be able to know that you're getting married.
Yeah, I agree. But I think now that Angela has provided the additional context that there is, this is minimizing it, but drama between the two families.
Yeah.
Because they don't accept Amari. Once again, I'd love for them to say, what is wrong with Amari? She seems like a great girl. Like, I don't understand why they don't accept her. But maybe that had something to do with the Amari and her partner going, you know what? Let's go do this in secret because our families don't even get along. Your family doesn't accept me. So if her partner's family doesn't accept her, why would they invite them to the wedding? So it's maybe that it was less about Angela, a personal affront to Angela, versus like, hey, the woman I'm about to marry, her family doesn't even accept me.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy. Yeah. Andy questioned Shamea about literally having issues with every single person on the couch. She goes, or on the cast.
I know. And she's like, it's like you're in a cloud, Pinky said to her. She said, I'm looking at the cloud. And then Cynthia goes, we're the cloud? Us? Yeah. We're the cloud?
What? Oh my God. And what did you think? Okay, I found it super cringy when Shamea got up to hug Cynthia. It was fine. That part was fine. But then she wants to hug everybody else, obviously.
Well, while I'm up here, let me just give you a hug. And I was like, I feel like this is not the time.
And Angela gives her one of these. I know. A little pat on the back. When you get the one-handed hug that just kind of taps you on the back.
Or you just get the shoulder like.
Oh my God, yes. It's like, I think I've given that hug before too.
Me too.
I'm a hugger, actually. I just, if I know you and I care about you, and even if I haven't met your family, if I know you really well, I'm going to hug them.
Yes,
like, oh, hi,
same.
I've heard all about you. But you could feel the coldness. Angela was like, sit down. Take your hug. I don't need your hug.
All I thought was when she was hugging Cynthia, I was thinking, ouch, ouch, ouch. Can you imagine hugging Shamea? That dress looks like it hurts.
It was a lethal weapon. The back of it is wild. When she got up to hug Angela, I hate to say hate, but I hated it even more. I don't like the back.
It's giving Dracula.
It's giving Dracula. And Shamea is a gorgeous woman. It did not do her any favors. And that's
Can I tell you?
I
was watching it downstairs on the TV, and the stairs are like next to our family room, okay? And it was the morning, so Matt was walking upstairs with his coffee to go to his office, and he goes, you see, these women are so much more beautiful and interesting to look at than your cast. And I was like, I know.
It's so true.
Yes. I was like, they're so much more beautiful. They're so much more intelligent and interesting and all the things that they just are.
So he is absolutely right. Like
Yes.
they are stunning. They're interesting. They're dynamic. They have a presence. They have personality that makes them more beautiful. Like they have a sense of humor. Like all of it is so much better. And then you look at OC and it's like, okay, all I see is sun damage and bleach blonde hair. The same bleach blonde hair that literally at a certain point looks like a fucking helmet. There's just no dimension. There's no
Let's
dimension.
just offer a PSA, okay?
Please do, Katie.
When you are getting a laser done on your face and you are paying an exorbitant amount of money for this laser,
yes.
please ask your technician to do your, what is it called?
Décolleté.
There you go.
Décolleté.
I don't want to say chest because that would mean titties. I mean just that area.
You could laser your titties if you want. I mean, I don't know.
You know, girl, do you. YOLO. But please ask your technician to also do that area because when your face doesn't match your chest, it looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks strange.
Yeah. Take it all the way down, baby. Take that
it to the
skincare.
tits. Take it to the tits.
And that's what I always say. Like, take your skincare all the way to the tits. Like, you just literally need to go forehead to nipple with everything. Retinol, vitamin C, moisturizer, sunscreen, like the whole thing.
Yes.
These women, Matt, you are correct in that. They are so much more beautiful. Inside and out, I will say.
Agreed.
Okay, things got super tense, and I understand it. Porsha, number one, she's like, I'm not speaking on my mom. She looked at Andy, and he was like, ooh, okay.
Because
like,
why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Remember, he asked her, why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, and she was like, I'm not about to speak on my mom.
Good for her.
And she shut that down, and then she did the same thing with her daughter. She was like, I'm not speaking about my daughter. We are not talking about my daughter. And everybody got the message, and they moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is not about it. And I understand that. It's a very, as you know, Katie, you know more than anybody, families, kids especially, it is a very sensitive. And I, as a parent, there have been times when you could feel somebody going into that judge, like it could be the littlest thing. And it's almost like you don't have the privilege to literally say anything about my kids. Wait till I tell you it's okay. Until then, don't speak about my daughter's clothes. Don't speak about her. Like, I've been in those scenarios where it's like, nope. I can talk about my kids. You cannot.
Yes,
you know
100%.
what I mean? It's just, it's just such a sensitive thing. And I've actually been in a situation where somebody was a drunken mess and they brought up my kids. And
oh no, did you flip the table?
Oh, do you know that I was in this person's face in 2 seconds flat?
Good.
Veins sticking out, probably spitting in his face. I was hovering over him in his chair, spitting, screaming, like, don't you ever, like, I lost myself. It was a full night. I'll have to tell you all about it. It was actually kind of crazy.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Yeah, it was wild. And Steve was like, I've never seen that version of you, but he understood it and he supported it. But he's like, I've never seen it.
Because it's your child.
It's my baby. Don't you dare. And then Porsha basically says, Shamea was never a real, I don't know if she says her name. Porsha was careful not to use Shamea's name a lot.
I know.
It was like cold. It was like, I am paying you dust. But she just said, basically, you realize, Andy, at a certain point, that's not a real friend. That's just somebody here for other reasons. Ooh. I was like,
Wait. Did I miss it? In the preview, Shamea was like, and I have a proof text message that you didn't want me part of this friend group. Was that in the last episode or did I miss it?
No, it was this one. And
I missed it.
Wasn't that great? I to be honest with you, I was going to rewind it because I was like, oh, let me hear those receipts. The receipts weren't that great. They weren't that great, and I didn't fully understand it, but I think that she was like, and I have proof, and it's like, okay, get your little evidence, Porsha kind of dismissed it too. She was like, oh my God, what is that? Like, da-da-da-da-da. And they moved on pretty quick, and I think they moved on pretty quickly from it because it was a nothing burger.
I see. Okay.
I don't think it was what Shamea thought it was going to be, you know?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah. And then, something I noticed toward the end, I'm like, well, nobody sat in the mystery chair. That wasn't even like a thing.
Weird. Oh my God, you're
Nobody
right.
sat there. So why did they feature it and like make a joke about it? I guess it was just part of the decor.
But why?
I don't understand. Like, I could understand it being OC because there was like a chair you all sat in for the fuck ass lie detector. But like, what did an empty chair have to do with this season?
Well, I'm thinking about the studio because they're in the same studio. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm pretty sure. And when you're sitting on the couches, in front of you is a camera for every girl. So there's a camera on my face the entire time because they want to catch your reactions, right? Mm-hmm. There's no way there could have been a chair there the whole time. It's almost like maybe somebody was supposed to be there and then didn't show up or it didn't go as planned or it edited out. Because literally there's no way. There are boomsticks, there's lighting. It's so crowded. I don't know how.
I think that's a good point. And I wonder if we watch the Peacock extended version, if there's anything to that. Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't
this
watch
morning.
That one.
It was, I watched it on Peacock, the extended, and I didn't see anything. That's a
I guess
great
it's just
point.
a nothing burger. Yeah, but I also am like, now I'm like, it's got my wheels spinning because I'm like, no, they don't do anything for no reason. There was an empty chair for a reason. What happened or didn't happen? What fell through or...
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. I would like to know. Somebody go investigate that.
We got to post it on Threads. We got to ask Threads. They'll know.
Yeah, I would love to know. I always thought it was going to be Candy, and I thought that would be interesting. Although it's like, what does Candy have to gain by showing up at this reunion? She's got her own shit going on. She's got nothing to gain. It's like she's done.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Is there anything else on Atlanta that struck you?
I'm going to miss it, but I know that now the reunion is over. They're going to film in the next, 4 to 6 months. They're going to start filming again, whatever it is. So I'm excited.
I'm really super excited. And speaking of Atlanta, the girls' trip is heading to Atlanta next.
Yes.
And I am excited. And I know we're going to record girls' trip, and I'll probably say this over there too. But the one thing that I noticed about girls' trip, I noticed a lot of things, but is that when OC hosted it, the first couple episodes, it was like, meh, like the event was like stupid bunko night, nothing exciting happened. But when you hand it over to Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills, things get popping off and it's a way better episode, right? Because it's just like, they're just more dynamic. I don't know. When it's carried by the OC women on the current cast, it's not interesting.
At all.
Yeah. At all. Okay, Katie, let's get out of here, but we have to tell everybody, subscribe to the Bravo's Most Wanted YouTube channel. We are putting up for this week, I think it's going to be 5 episodes a week, and you can see all of our reactions. You can see Katie build out her background. Somebody got pissed off. I don't know if you saw this comment.
I did.
They said, I'm sick and tired of the host talking about me, telling Katie she's beautiful and then giving a fake ass compliment about that fake ass plant. I'm like,
it is fake. I never said it was real. I don't give a fuck. I wanted color. Go fuck yourself.
That's what I said. I was like, motherfucker, get a life. Like, wait. So I think I wrote back something like, okay, fine. I'll tell Katie she's fucking ugly the next time I see her. Like, what do you want? He got mad. Like as if I'm handing you fake compliments saying that you looked beautiful, which you did that day, which you do every day. But
Thank you, honey.
Yes, of course. I mean,
well, it's either that small creator we know or it's Emily. So it's fine.
This is true. They have those little teeny tiny creators. They create these Finstas and they try to take jabs and pretend that, it's a real profile. And it's not.
Not.
I thought that shit was funny.
I know. Yes, you can subscribe to our YouTube. I think we're going to do some more beauty content. I've gotten really good response about that. So you can see that. And you BMWs can help us by putting money on our books by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, even Spotify Podcasts. You can leave us a really good review. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes, and you can leave us a voice message at speakpipe.com/Bravo. That's speakpipe.com/Bravo. And what we've decided to do is once we've gotten like a handful or more of voice messages from people who follow us on YouTube, on the podcast, on social media, we're going to do a bonus episode. It's going to be its own episode so we can dive into everybody's comments and questions a little deeper because we've been kind of keeping it a little surfacey. So that should be really fun. So this week, we are actually going to post our first bonus episode that's dedicated fully to the speak pipe messages that we've gotten recently. So that's a lot of fun. I know.
Can't wait to talk about them.
Same. All right, girl, let's get out of here. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.